Welcome to Small Biz Evolution. I'm Khaka Ngcofe. Accessing bridging finance has often been a hurdle for small businesses, especially in the e-commerce sector. Recent developments in digital finance are making it easier for small businesses to explore short-term funding options. Grant Phillips, CEO of E4, joins us today in studio to unpack what this means for SMEs. Grant, thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, Khaka. Thanks for having me.
Well, E4 has just integrated Bridgeworks into its transfer platform. From an SME perspective, why is this development significant for businesses in the property and the e-commerce sector?
So, Khaka, I think one of the big challenges in the property sector and in the property purchase kind of process is access to interim funding to facilitate rates clearance certificates. So for those of us that have been fortunate enough to purchase a property, there's a relatively substantial outlay required to get a rates clearance certificate. And many home buyers just don't have access to that funding. And I think that's where bridging finance and the likes of Bridgeworks play a very vital role in facilitating the completion of those transactions.
But what role can E4 play in helping township-based SMEs or emerging property players access bridging finance that was once out of reach?
So every single conveyancer in the country has access to our platforms. And through that, they have access to bridging finance. And any individual, wherever you are geographically, through their conveyancing attorney, will have access to that bridging. So it really is available to the masses.
But, you know, we always know that cash flow for small businesses is always an issue. How can bridging finance help them access or close that gap of cash flow?
So bridging finance is very flexible, and I think that's also critical to understand, and that we try and facilitate and create packages that suit individuals and suit SMEs. So for us, really, it's around ensuring that you have access to the right cash at the right time and on the right terms. And I think that's where Bridgeworks and the Bridgeworks partnership has been really instrumental in providing that access.
Grant, how do you see digital ecosystems like E4 reshaping not only the property deals space, but also the entrepreneurial landscape for the broader South African?
Look, digital transformation is steaming ahead, and we've been at the forefront of digital transformation now for over 20 years, largely in big blue chip financial sectors. But what we are seeing is mass adoption of digital services and digital delivery across the board, particularly within SMEs, and I think the adoption has been very, very encouraging. And I think for me in the long term is, the digital sphere and the new world of digital enablement really is providing services and solutions to everyone in the economy, regardless of where you are.
Let's look at fintechs. What role do fintechs collaboration play in SMEs, and how can they help them access more working capital?
So look, SMEs are really good at what they're good at, but I think they're also cognizant that they don't necessarily have access to the skills and facilities that a lot of the fintechs can provide. So what we are seeing is much broader adoption and partnering from SMEs with fintechs who really fill a gap that is not necessarily in the skills expertise of an SME, and allow that SME to really focus on what they're good at.
Grant, I want us to look at adoption of these platforms. From your perspective, what would you say that SMEs need to get right in order to fast track this adoption?
So it's really around digital education. And unfortunately in South Africa at the moment, the level of education around digital transformation and the benefits of digital transformation are not as pervasive as one would imagine. So I think for me, the advice for SMEs is go out there, understand what's available, understand what works for your business, and partner smart.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Those were great insights.
Thank you.
That was Grant Phillips, CEO of E4. Until next time, goodbye.